Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting edition of the Square Circle Maniacs Pro Wrestling Podcast. My name is Johnny Bottles. The man to my left would be Dr. Don Wayne. He's situated in the ranting room at Stately Wayne Manor, home of the magic windows. I see someone's hit the switch. The lights are out. Look at that.
It's not all that's back there, pal.
What's back there, pal? Oh, the Christmas tree. Is that up?
No.
I can't see. Oh, Santa Claus. Santa Claus is there.
My wife put him in here tonight to make sure I was a good boy.
I just want to let you know before the show starts, I'm not going to answer a single question with a straight answer, and everything's great. Everything is whatever you say to me, everything will be great.
Well done, Larry, for the 2-spot. That's a 1 in a million thumbnail. Thank you very much. This was a good one we worked on yesterday. I hope you guys got it. It's the Lies album from Guns N' Roses. It was little teamwork action going on there.
I didn't know soft tissue drinking was around that long. I didn't think that was a big thing.
Either.
Turns out. Yeah. Turns out.
1,000 years.
Yeah. And there's a new booker in AEW. Who knew that?
I'm not going to say it again. Thank you, Larry. Super Chat's open. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. It's kind of hard not to jump right into this whenever this is like what just happened. Tony Khan did an interview with Ariel Helwani. And it
went better than the last one. The one where he did it through Zoom.
That's true. That's true, where he just wouldn't ask anything. And matter of fact, if you watch this thing, it's kind of funny because he continues to praise himself throughout this interview on answering questions in a roundabout way half the time.
Everything's great.
Great.
By my count, and I rounded it off, I believe he said great 130 times in this hour and 20-minute interview.
And Ariel Helwani had to know he had to come into this thing with kid gloves. Like, Tony Khan is a man-child, and he's going to ask him. He's used to asking serious people serious questions, but Tony Khan doesn't operate that way, as we're going to get into with some of these answers that he gave. But within the first 4 or 5 minutes of this interview, the first thing that got my ears and made me go, wait, what? He said the greatest night ever for his company was the Greensboro show where Sting retired. Not the show where he had 70,000 plus people in England, but the retirement show of Sting at 60-something years old.
That was the greatest night in the history of AEW, in his mind, for right now. That'll change in another year. It'll be blood and guts, where the women had a blood and guts match from last week. That's what will be the greatest night.
When he said this, I'm not even kidding, dude. The first thing I thought was, he's either a mark or he's just flat lying. There's no two ways around this. Those are the only things you can really say right here.
CP the Trucker for $2 says, reminds me of the song Lies by Neil Sean. Yes. Lead Guitars for Journey, the great Neil Sean. Tony Khan is afraid he's always afraid to look bad, to look in a poor light. And if he was really afraid of looking in a poor light, he wouldn't go on he wouldn't go out in front of the crowd in these fan cam, these handheld videos that people post to TikTok and post to Twitter, where he comes off as an imbecile. He comes off as a kid that, always got his school books thrown in a puddle and his lunch money stolen from him. That's what he comes off as. And he tries to talk in his voice. Tries to sound like a tough guy.
Flamethrower Salisbury.
The flamethrower. Fluff Salisbury. Good to see you. Fluff, $5. I'm thankful that my wife doesn't have a YouTube account and doesn't know how much I spend on super chats this year.
Well, we appreciate it. You guys keep the show going. You pay the bills around here. We really do appreciate it, man.
Yes,
we really do appreciate it.
That StreamYard ain't cheap.
Neither is all this equipment. And we keep upgrading. And I've got the, hopefully here the next year, I'll be moving from this into an actual studio that I'm building upstairs in the house. I'm looking forward to it. I've got some displays I want to put up in the background. Not going to give too much of it away, but I'm really excited about where this is eventually going to get to. It's just going to take time and money. And as we all know, we got plenty of time and we often don't have enough money.
Right.
So we'll go from there. But to continue this interview, and this is the next part that got my attention, Tony Khan said these guys wrestle 52 weeks a year. Who does? Who in your company, Tony, wrestles 52 weeks a year? Who? Wardlow's wrestled twice, I think, in 2 years. Chris Jericho hasn't been seen since April. Where the hell is Britt Baker? Who are we bullshitting here? Darby Allin's climbing mountains in the middle of Asia.
Hangman Page. They got him out every week. They're trotting him out every week wrestling. The only guy I see is Hangman Page wrestling every week.
He was gone for a while. He was on the back shelf as well. None of these guys are wrestling 52 weeks a year. The only guy that even comes close is John Moxley, and even he's taken a few weeks off from the company. I'll give Moxley credit for that. He's there in week in and week out. So is Claudio. But to tell me that most of your performers are out there 52 weeks a year was just laughable, man. What the hell are you talking about, Tony?
It's just amazing. It's just amazing. And I like how, what was that one question? Mark K with the 5 spot. Expedite Studios construction, Don, those windows are very distracting. Yes.
They're beautiful windows. I love my windows.
What did he say in the interview about Dynamite 289? That was one of his favorite episodes.
I don't remember this part. I just wrote down what caught my ear because he was really rambling in so many different ways. And it was hard to keep track of the bird shot he was putting out there on some of these answers.
He knew that Dynamite 289, number 289 was one of his favorite episodes. He's got them cataloged in his mind under numerical, the number of each episode by the week. 289, week 289.
I will say this much. This one got my attention. Because he said he's been especially hands-on this year with the booking. And I said, that, in a nutshell, explains so much for what's going wrong right now with the direction of this company. This is why the Death Riders have been the bane to this company's existence now for almost a year. Why you can't get these awful storylines, as they call it, I call it bad booking, off the television show, man.
But he also says in the same breath that I have this guy wrestled this guy. Go out there, do 20 minutes, make it happen. That's how he makes his matches. There's no story involved whatsoever.
Right.
I guess there's a couple of agents that are left in the back.
You've got to come from behind, or you've got to do this, or you got to do that, or here's the direction we're heading. It's just go do everything you possibly can for as long as you can.
Yes.
And then we get to one of my... Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
We get to one of my favorite parts where they talk about the HBO Max pay-per-view question. And he says, we're maintaining great pricing and we're not leaving the pay-per-view model. This is the problem. This is where we've talked about this in the past. The pay-per-view model is completely dead. The WWE was the first major company like this in any kind of mixed martial arts or wrestling, whatever you want to call it, that said, hey, this is dying. We're better off getting a big lucrative deal that we know we're guaranteed money and going this route. UFC was really late to the game as well. Let's not pretend that they weren't.
Right.
They were late as well, but they finally got on board.
Even Ariel Helwani said, have you ever thought about going to an annual subscription model, or like every 3 months, pay a certain amount, a discounted rate for 3 pay-per-views in a row or what have you, or for 12 out of the year. And he didn't want to do that because he's making money. That's the only thing he's making money on. He's not making money on the house shows, on the tapings. He's making money on, he's making his own money on the pay-per-view price.
Right.
You figure $49.99, is that what they charge for those things? $49.99?
I believe so, yeah. Yeah.
12 out of the year.
$39.99 if you have HBO.
Yes.
He's
got to split that. He's got to split that with HBO. He's got to split all the proceeds in half.
This is the other part that cracked me up. When he said, when I was a kid, I couldn't get all the pay-per-views I wanted. Your dad was a multi-millionaire. Who are you bullshitting here, dude?
Right. He could get whatever he wanted when he was a kid. And he did. It's all bullshit.
What are we talking about here, man?
It's insane. It's insane.
You are literally the kid with the silver spoon, and you're going to tell me you couldn't get every pay-per-view? Get the hell out of here, dude. I'm sorry. Stop. It's
wild, man. Tony's wild.
I will say this much. Hawaii asked a weird question about Saudi Arabia. Did you catch that? He said every martial arts or fighting major company in America has now got a contract with Saudi of some sort of a show or something. You're the only one that doesn't. And he was like, that's interesting. I didn't even realize that because they don't want to do business with you, dude.
Right.
You're not on their radar.
Not on the radar. They're no big names whatsoever. No big names. Now maybe Chris Jericho or CM Punk were the only names that the Saudis would know. They don't know Orange Cassidy. They don't know Sky Blue. They probably like to get to know Sky Blue, but they don't know Sky Blue.
Hey!
What do you want for the girl? I give you a dozen Arabian horses, 16 sheep, and 100 gold bars.
It's
for
one of
the
those
girl.
deals where the question was weird to me. I didn't understand it at all. I didn't know where he was trying to go with that. I get that he might be trying to, soothe the ego of Tony, but it just seemed really odd to me that would be a question he would have asked. Doesn't it to you?
Yes. I think what he was doing was he was drumming for he was looking for some sort of Saudi reference as to them investing in WBD, taking on that. Yes. And how that would affect him.
They did talk about that a little bit. He said, have you heard that that's happening? And how do you feel about it could affect you? He was like, I've got a great working relationship with Warner Brothers Discovery. I don't see anything happening in the foreseeable future. We're going to be just fine. We have a really great buddy. Dude, what are you not getting, man? If it gets sold, those same people that you've had a great relationship with are leaving. They're going to be leaving. Do you think I'm going to buy a company that's been failing for the past 10 years and keep the same dumbass in charge? He's the first one out the door. And all of his bad ideas are too. I'm rebooting all these DC movies that he praised the comic book, by the way. It's like, oh yeah, we're doing with our big stars. We've got comic books coming out. No one buys comic books anymore. That's why Marvel and DC sold their property rights, because it's a dead industry. This guy is chasing foul balls in the parking lot.
The comic books nowadays, I think, are $5 a book for 16 pages or 20 pages. It's ridiculous. Hey, Denisha, 1142.
How you doing?
What kills me is he talks about he's on a great platform, and DC Comics is sponsoring the pay-per-view. Right. And they've been a great sponsor of the shows. It's like Pepsi is sponsoring Taco Bell.
Right.
Or Pepsi sponsoring Fritos when Pepsi owns both of them. What's going on? It's ridiculous. The company that I'm on is sponsoring the company that I'm on.
The company I'm on is sponsoring the show that I'm on their company. What the hell are we talking about, man?
Do you see those HBO Max streaming numbers? I don't have them. You mean they don't tell you what they are? Well, no, I don't have them.
I got something about
notice
that.
How he avoided that.
Got out of control. Yes.
He didn't lie about that.
Oh, dude. It's going to get absolutely crazy in a minute. They talked about the counter programming, and this is the part that blew my mind. He said, the counter programming hasn't affected us at all. We've done really well. And why do you keep moving the show times, man? If it's not affecting you, then why are you moving your show? It is totally affecting you. And yes, they are messing with you. And you talked about, well, this is something WWE has always done. They've done this and then that.
Jim Crockett Promotions.
You called the company pedos. What did you think they were going to do?
The Harvey Weinstein of the wrestling business. Bald assholes. The Stunska. $2. WWE SummerSlam brought to you by UFC. Exactly. That's what we're talking about right now. Man. Exactly.
Thank you. That's hilarious.
Jesus Christ. And Tony doesn't get it. He just doesn't get it.
He said they hit below the belt. Dude, you act like you are just the cleanest angel in this whole room right now.
You remember around 2021 when he was doing those little TikTok videos and putting them on Twitter, him and Shivani? I think there's only room for one con in the wrestling business, and that's me. Right, Nick? How you feel about that, Nick? When he was high on life in that little clip that he did. High on life.
He
guy got cocky and ran his mouth.
Man. Yeah.
He got cocky and ran his mouth. And this is what you get when you've got an autistic child man, billionaire child man, who's got a problem with a controlled substance, running a business. He's in denial about everything. Everything. It's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. How about those streaming numbers?
That's where we're going.
Did
right
you
there.
they would tell you that?
I've got it. I've got it here. He says he doesn't know what the streaming numbers are. He doesn't know what Max gets. In the next
No. He didn't say he didn't know what they were. He says, I don't have them. I don't have the streaming numbers. I don't have the streaming. You don't see them? Oh, no. I don't have them. That's what he kept saying over and over again. I don't have them. He knows exactly what they are. He hasn't inquired. He hasn't asked. Like in November. It's November right now, 2025. Hey, David Zaslav, what do we do in January 2025 on HBO Max streaming? He would have those numbers.
You would think he would have that information. You would think he would have that information.
He's got that information, but that sucks so hard. Those numbers suck so bad that he will not put them out because that makes him look bad. It makes the company look bad. The sickos all think it's 500,000 watching on HBO Max all the time.
Here's where it gets interesting because in the next breath of air, he says, the shares and viewers went up and the demo overall and the audience have gone up with them streaming. With them now, I'm not done. He also says that he compares his audience percentage to Raw and SmackDown and says he has been growing.
What metric is growing in AEW?
It's all down.
What metric? It's all down. It's all down. And Ariel Helwani had a bemused look on his face, like, okay, okay, all right. Not going to call the man a liar because he was happy he had Tony Khan, who in an act of desperation actually came into that studio and sat down for an hour and 20 minutes. And you got a little bit of information out, but not much. And it was all bullshit. The information you got out of him was bullshit. Absolute bullshit. The only thing he said was true was hi, I'm Tony Khan. Everything's great. It's great.
When he started comparing audience percentages to Raw and SmackDown, I was like, dude, you were in Boston. Raw was just in Boston. What are you talking about, man?
Seriously. They're gaining on SmackDown. They're gaining on SmackDown.
Unbelievable. And then we get to one of the meat of the matters. CM Punk footage. He says he didn't agree with the description of what happened by Punk. Anyone that saw the video, I'll call CM Punk a lot of things, right? Like, I don't agree with a lot of his takes. I don't agree with a lot of the things he believes in life. He can cut a great promo, and he's a good wrestler, decent wrestler now at his age, but that's as far as it goes. He's not a liar. I'll say that much. I've never seen the guy get called a liar. What he said happened in this area, what he said went wrong, this is what happened. Everything he said that happened.
There was a video last year, Don, on Twitter where they took that footage. Some good soul took that footage and put CM Punk's narration of what happened on top of the video. Did you see that last year when it came out? It was exactly what he said. And what happened was both of them bumped into the monitor that Tony Khan was sitting at on that table. And Tony Khan was in fear for his life. I was in fear for my life. I haven't blinked since Saturday because I was so scared to blink.
I was terrified. The next part about this, by the way, that had me literally laughing my ass off, I had to stop it. He responds to being called a bad leader by CM Punk and says, well, that's his opinion. He's entitled to his opinion. That what you're doing right now is a definition of a shitty leader. You're not sticking up for yourself, number one. You're saying he's validated in his opinion. You should have shit all over Punk and said he could go to hell. He didn't work out for us. He wasn't a good fit. He's a cancer in the locker room. It was a bad idea from day one when I hired him. He was horrible, but he doesn't do that because he doesn't have the stones to say it.
Right. Tony, he says, CM Punk says that you let all your wrestlers, all your employees walk all over you and take advantage of you.
Yeah.
Well, I can see how he went. Christ.
And this
it was laughable. It was laughable. Yes. But go ahead. What is this the coup de grace here?
The Chris Jericho Britt Baker question. This is what I've been saying.
Great. Notice Camille was never mentioned. Camille was never brought.
One time.
Not one time. Go ahead. What about Chris Jericho, Tony?
He says, Chris Jericho hasn't been on TV since April, right? Yep, that's true. Chris Jericho hasn't been on TV since April. You know, I love Chris Jericho. I think he's great. I enjoy him being around. I hope I can work with him in the future. You know, but he's got dates that are conflicting right now, and I understand. You have him under contract. And then he lets out the little Freudian slip where he says, well, you know, with a guy like Jericho, there's only so many dates. So if you've used the dates, just say, I've used up all his dates. It's not hard. But I've got a feeling that's not what happened at all.
No, I think Jericho said,
I don't like the creative anymore, and I'm backing out of this.
Right. That's exactly what Jericho said. I'm not going to re-sign. Oh, you're not going to re-sign. You know, he likes to go early and get these guys re-signed.
Yes.
Early. But WWE is the opposite now with TKO. They wait till the very last minute.
Yeah.
High pressure tactics to get you to re-sign. But Tony's low pressure, but if you want re-sign, like in April and your contract's up in December, I'll see you later, pal. You'll stay home watching High Plains Drifter on Collision every week.
And then he asks about, by the way, he's like, is he going to stay? He doesn't give an answer. He never gives an answer. Nothing. He
doesn't want to do free publicity for WWE. I will give him that. He doesn't want to.
It's not, though.
He could have blown all of WWE's plans by saying, yeah, well, he's headed back to where he came from. That would have been a huge bombshell.
Let's be real here. Let's be honest.
Yes.
I'm going to be bluntly honest. I don't want to see any part of Chris Jericho going back to WWE. I don't want him touching anything in that company right now. I don't want a 50-something-year-old guy, and I don't want to see it. I'm going to make sure this is very clear. It's going to happen. Just like you want Seth Rollins to go away forever, I never want to see this happen again. That looked funky.
It's going to happen. What the hell happened?
I don't know. It looked like you had a lightning strike.
Yeah, light went out.
I don't want to see Chris Jericho anywhere near WWE ring again. It's over. It is passed over. Just like in the Bible, it's Passover.
It's Passover. Yes, it's Passover.
I don't want to see it anymore. And then he's asked about Britt Baker. And he says, you know, Britt Baker's had some bad health issues, and Britt Baker and health and her health. And I just hope her health, and I'd love to have her back and her health. And she's a doctor, you know. Do you know she's a doctor and her health? And yeah, I like her.
That he's doing damage control there is what he's doing, because he's trying to get her to come back, and she won't come back. She wants to leave. She wants to get out of her contract. And she's probably got an attorney working on her right now, or her agent, to try to get out of this freaking contract. And he's ghosting him. He just doesn't talk to people. He just doesn't. He doesn't talk to them whatsoever. If he's got a problem with them, he just avoids confrontation. That's how he operates.
I knew it. I knew it. Mark is a damn anti-dentite. I knew it. I knew it. Anti-dentite.
It's terrible.
That's essentially the gist of the interview. Did you take anything else out of it? Because that was the big thing that I took coming out of this interview. And that's sort of where I was, gang, is after that.
I thought I heard my dog yelp. It was my granddaughter on FaceTime.
I thought, you know, that pretty much sums it up, because then they get into some nonsensical ramblings of Ric Flair, and I'm like, I don't need to hear about this shit, and I don't want to hear about this shit. So I fast forward a little bit and listened here and there, but there was nothing else really said this entire interview. The last 20, 30 minutes of this interview was just how
garbage.
Can I not do anything? How can I get out of this as fast as possible? My hair's on fire, my ass is a catching.
All you missed with Flair was he tore his rotator cuff. He couldn't do anything physical. So Tony still wanted to bring him out. Rick wanted to come out in front of the crowd before the show started because of the history that he has in that town. And he did his thing. He took his sling off.
Greensboro was the greatest show we ever did, ever.
Ever.
And
he had his hand in his pocket.
Juice?
Mushroom juice, that shit. Good God Almighty! I wonder who's paying for that contract now. There's not a sign of Woo Energy for this entire year. I don't think Woo Energy's been on AEW programming at all.
So that pretty much summed up this interview. We covered this in about 25 minutes, which I'm glad we could do, because it was hurting my heart watching this guy squirm like that and try to dodge. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a karate call.
It was horrendous. Horrendous. Really, I had high hopes. I said, he's in the studio.
I got high hopes. You know what I did have high hopes for?
What's that?
Raw. Raw was spectacular. And I don't want to go through I don't want to go through every rummage and pillar and post, but I didn't know.
Don, how long was that show, by the way, without commercials?
Hour and a half, hour and
35 minutes, I think.
Something like that. And it went by fast.
Flew by.
Which goes to show you, please, guys, at the networks, if you make the show more condensed without the fluff, I'll tune in way more. I'll watch way more often. If you get to the good shit and leave out the fluff, there was only one spot in this entire show I didn't particularly care for, and that was the Charlotte spot. I didn't care for that. It felt forced. She comes out with a kendo stick, and she's working with two horrible wrestlers that don't know when to sell or how to sell, and they're just standing there waiting for the kendo shot. It was god-awful.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point of having her say what she said last week and then come out and do this? You know what I mean? Why start that right now? Why not do that the week of Survivor Series? It looks like AJ Lee's going to be on that team. You see Rhea Ripley come out and talk to her.
Yeah. And if they're going to move SmackDown back to 3 hours, which I don't know if we've talked about that yet. I think that might have come out since we did this show.
In January.
I hate that. I hate that so very much.
I got information on that.
Okay, go ahead.
Info on that will be from January to WrestleMania, and then it's going to go back to 2 hours.
Oh, so that's what they're doing it for. Okay, well, then that makes a little bit of sense. Okay, well, then that's
Don Bottles from Warrior JWR. Thanks for the $2. Don Bottles, have you guys watched Ravens' new documentary? No, I have not. I didn't know.
But
gotta have to check that out.
Tell me where it's at. Yeah, if you'll tell me where it's at, I will.
Yeah.
You want to know? So Sabu, I read his book recently.
Mm-hmm.
Great book, by the way, for what it was worth.
Mm-hmm.
He went in depth on Raven and just how over Raven was with that crowd. I never watched a lot of ECW. I couldn't get into a company that said there are no rules. Then I'll just shoot the son of a bitch with a gun and call it a day if there's no rules.
There was two factions in there that drove the whole thing. It's on Amazon Prime. Thank you, Warrior.
There we go. All right, thank you.
Two factions that drove ECW: the Dudley family, not just Bubba Ray and Devon, but Dances with Dudley, Sign Guy Dudley, all that shit. Yes, and Raven's Flock.
Yes.
Yeah, those factions drove the ECW.
I'll have to check that out. But back to Raw. Look. I'm going to be honest. Bottles is still checking them out. I'm not. I'm not watching any previews for wrestling shows. I'm not watching to see who's going to be on the card. I want to go in and be surprised. That's all I want to know. Right. I had no idea Brock Lesnar was going to be at this show. So when he came out, I said, oh, shit, really?
Here we go.
Okay, I get with this. I'm all about that action, boss.
He stiffed CM Punk. Have you heard this story?
Yes, I saw it. I saw it when it happened.
That first suplex, he stiffed his ass.
Yeah, buddy.
Yes.
What he did, I was like, oh, shit. That,
hang on a second, buddy. I'll adjust my lighting problem here. I want to see what's going on here. I'll be right back. Huh?
You look fine.
Yeah, it's a little dark in this, where I'm sitting right now. I'll be right back.
Okay. Anyway. Oh, that's a bit much, isn't it, crowd? Anyway, I really liked the Raw show. I was impressed with the storyline wing. Look, maybe it's just me. And chat, I'm going to ask you guys this. Is it just me or is this War Games thing just not doing it for you? I get it. It was cool when it happened the first time. It was a nice throwback. But this sort of feels like they're just sort of stuffing this down the fans. No matter what, you're going to get your War Games match. I'd like to go back to a traditional Survivor Series. And it doesn't have to be 5-on-5. I actually enjoy 4-on-4 better when it comes to Survivor Series. The strive for 5 to survive. How do I put this as a fan? I really want to know y'all's input. Would you like to see the traditional War Games like they're doing now? Or do you want to go back to Survivor Series where it was a team and they were trying to work together and each guy got eliminated one at a time? I don't know, but that's just me. Roman Reigns also came back, which Survivor Series, Roman Reigns was coming back. He's one of their biggest stars. He's probably the biggest star they've had in the past, 3 or 4 years now until Cody came along and he's becoming big. So when I think of War Games, I think of the 4 Horsemen and Dusty Rhodes and the Road Warriors. And that's sort of what I grew up on, right? And if you can't be that show, then you're bastardizing the name of the show altogether. And to me personally, right? I can't get to this personally. Oh, gosh. Okay, here we go. Okay, so some of y'all do like the War Games, and that's fine. I'm kind of surprised by that. I just like the traditional 5. I think you can do War Games at another time. I'm not saying get rid of it altogether. I just don't want it on Survivor Series, right? Like, that's sort of my thing. It would make more sense to me if you had War Games, I don't know, in like June or something like that. But that's just me. I'm hoping it's going to be a good show. I'm sure it will be. It's still Survivor Series. I'm not really thrilled with how some of the pairings are going down, but I do love what I saw on Monday night. By the way, somebody stopped Cody Rhodes because he went full First Amendment auditor and started beating his shit out of the cops. I can't remember who said that on Twitter, but that line popped me. Cody Rhodes went First Amendment auditor and said the cops were going to get the sticks. Get out of my face. I'm allowed to be here. It was good. I liked how the show ended. I don't know if everybody else did, so we'll go from there. Bottles, you there? Nope, Bottles is not there. I don't know what's going on with Bottles right now. He's got some lighting issues, folks. That's one of the other things, I really liked about. I feel like you could do War Games. It's say May, right? Like, why couldn't you do a War Games in May? Have a big blow off, a couple of pay-per-views after WrestleMania, and go from there. Your green screen is down, pal.
It's down, pal. It'll have to kick in,
happened?
pal. I don't know. It's blew a circuit breaker.
Did you really?
Yes, circuit breaker blew, and that's why the lights went out. Fortunately, the computer and everything, and the two monitors are on a different circuit. Thank God.
That's a night that the lights went out in Bottles' house.
It blew out my green screen.
That's too damn bad.
What the hell is going on here?
I don't know, Bottles. I just work here. But I was talking about the Survivor Series, and Bottles, it's just me, I guess, but I really don't like the War Games format at Survivor Series. You can do War Games. I just would rather go back traditional 5-on-5 or 4 versus 4 at Survivor Series. It feels like they have to make these teams, and a lot of times they're smashed together.
Yes.
Okay, so we can agree there. We can also agree that there's some creepy son of a bitches on the internet. And I mean super creepy.
Yes.
Did you hear, gang? I'm going to ask you guys too, guys and gals. Did you hear about AJ Lee's latest holy shit, what are you doing moment?
No.
Guy took a picture with AJ Lee at a meet and greet and then made an AI video of them making out from it.
I heard something about this. Yeah. Wow.
That's
right. He did do that.
He asked him to take it down, and he refuses to take it down.
That's wacky.
We make fun of these people. They're really like this. They're really out there, man. There's something wrong with these folks, dude. Like, you're making an AI video from a meet and greet picture that you paid to have to show you making out with her. And she politely asked you to take it down, and you refuse to do it. Now,
did she say it was harassment?
Yes, she did say it's harassment.
Yeah, I think I heard something about this. Somebody was commenting on Twitter. Wacky stuff, man. Wild stuff, Don.
I just had to think through a fine spot, so I'm giving him another one.
Yeah, some people are getting creepy on the internet.
Fluff says, looks around nervously. Yeah, some people are creepy on the internet.
What is going on? Why do I have a green screen? Why is
I
still
don't know,
here?
pal.
What the hell's going on?
We're going to suffer through it. That's what we're going to do. I just found that to be extremely crazy. There is also news about the Sheldon Benjamin finish. I'm going to get to when we start talking about that show. Because and Bottles is gone again, and he's back again, and he's gone again. I don't know what Bottles is doing, my friends. Don't worry about it, Bottles. It'll be fine. Larry, this was for you. There's an update on Brie Bella potentially making a wrestling comeback along with Nikki Bella. Your prayers have been answered, Larry. Your prayers have been answered. I hope you're happy. This is going to happen because no one asked for it. Speaking of ratings that we've discussed, Collision really did hit rock bottom this week. Collision had 219 1,000 viewers, a
Mike Kohler's
24%
back.
drop from the last week. So
Yes.
that's a walking death show. There's nothing there that compels anybody to watch it at all. But that's just me. I don't watch it. Bottles watches it every week, so it is what it is. And yes, Denisha, I do want a traditional Survivor Series match. Maven is back in the news. Did you see this? Every week. Every week it's somebody else. Maven says Triple H doesn't like him. It's a
Who likes
personal
Maven?
issue.
Who really likes Maven?
Why does this bother them so much, man? Why? Why does Triple H bother these guys so much?
If Triple H called a black man the hard R, okay,
You would hear
back
about
in
it
the
left and
day,
right.
it would have been out a long, long time ago. The only one they're dropping a dime on right now is poor old JR, who's got one foot on a banana peel and the other foot in the Twilight Zone, and with a bottle of Grey Goose in his hand.
It's really weird to me. There's also one last bit of news. Killer Cross, formerly known as Karrion Kross, is working on his first feature film. Did you see this?
He's been in another film before, straight to video.
This is his first feature film. This is actually going to be in theaters. Hence the word feature.
What kind of theater? Go ahead.
Dude, production for all I know. I don't give a fuck, but he's in a movie. So I thought it was cool, man. Good for him.
Good for him.
I mean, but just, I'm going to go back to this. Remember all the outrage that the nerds were having? You can't let him go down. What do you do? No one's missed him. No one's missed him.
Listen, one thing you didn't mention in the Tony Khan interview, he asked him about Killer Kross.
Yeah, that's why I didn't cover
He
it.
just completely, I've never, I've spoken to him a few years ago. He knows exactly why Killer Kross isn't there.
Exactly. So I'm not, that's why I didn't want to cover it.
Knows exactly why Killer Kross isn't there. Because of, I'm not going to say his name.
Really is nothing like a shorn scrotum. It's breathtaking. I suggest you try it.
The Dr. Evil of AEW is the reason why they're not there. And that's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Bottles, did you watch AEW last night?
You know I watched that shit show last night. You know I did.
It does feel like it was a long time ago, doesn't it?
Not long enough, Don. Not long enough. I didn't have high hopes when I saw the card. I thought it was just going to be terrible. And I was not surprised at all. My expectations were low, and they met my expectations.
We're going to talk about this. Did you know that building last night held 7,000 people?
You mean when it's full?
Yeah.
Sure.
Did you see the pictures from the internet on one side versus the other?
I got them right here, if you'd like to take a look.
Yeah, I'd love to take a look. Yes. So there were 3,016 tickets distributed to this show last night. And they were going on and on. And the AEW fans were going on. And they were all excited about how great this was. And then you got to see what it actually looked like through pictures. And someone tagged me with this because I didn't see these pictures. And I just thought, okay, that's insane. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find them, sir?
Yes, sir. I got them right here. I'm going to share my screen. That's what it looks like on the televised side. Now take a look at the other side. All this up here is all empty. Going back all the way to this part of the arena, it's all empty. Nobody there, tarped off. Now, if you go to a little video that was put on TikTok where Tony comes out.
Oh, did he come out? I didn't see this one.
Look how empty it is on that side. From here all the way back over. Empty.
I just wanted to come out here and thank you because for 3 hours of Dynamite and Collision tonight, you were absolutely fantastic. Thank you.
Collision.
How many of you have been to Dynamite before? Yeah. How many of you have been to Collision before tonight? Yeah. Did you have a good time? What is it you want me to bring here?
A new booker.
I don't know what they're saying at all.
Pay-per-view.
Oh, paper.
They want him to bring a pay-per-view there in front of 2,500 people.
All right, take this down. I can't watch any more of this. I can't. That's enough of that. That's just.
It's a little excruciating. Oh, I just saw, by the way, while we're on the subject of AEW, Jamie Hayter has gotten a film role in Avengers Secret Wars.
Good for her.
Good for her. Good for Jamie Hayter, because they're not using her right in AEW.
Well, you brought this up. Full Gear, by the way, we're going to get AEW now. Full Gear is this Saturday. I had completely forgotten this pay-per-view was coming. There's nothing about this, and Isha's already said it online and here in the chat. I have nothing I want to see about this pay-per-view. Nothing about it intrigues me. You know how 95% of these matches are going to go, and the lead-up to it has been fucking insufferable at times, and last night was no different. Bobby Lashley comes out to face Ping Pong, and we went a week without mentioning with MVP not mentioning Triple H. That's got to be a record, right?
Yeah.
MVP didn't badmouth Triple H for a week. Ping Pong starts cutting a promo for 10. What the hell, man? Look, guys, I went completely off track.
Do you think it would have gone longer? Do you think it would have gone longer if Lashley didn't say, all right, enough of this shit? And he grabbed him and threw him out of the ring. You think that was a reaction to Lashley? An ad lib?
I don't know.
You think it was an ad lib? He jumped the gun on that?
It sort of felt like he kept going back to the mic because he thought it was good heat he was getting. And if it was planned, then it was terrible. And if it wasn't planned, you could tell. Like, those are the two rules. Those are the only two outcomes. Ping Pong comes out and says, ha-ha, my Philadelphia Eagles are awesome. The Patriots haven't won in a long time. Dude, the Patriots have won more Super Bowls in the past 20 years than the Eagles have been in. So this whole thing was just nonsensical. He says the only good thing to come out of the state is his daughter. He says that MVP has onset dementia. Then he begins talking about how he's going to win, how he's trying to get Dom heat is what he was trying to do, and he's failing miserably.
Right.
This is terrible, man.
It's a guy that no one cares about.
No one cares, man.
No one cares. No one cares about Ricochet. It's just a struggle with him trying to cut a promo, him acting like trying to be a manager for these two guys, and the work he's doing with the Hurt Syndicate. It's just it's a joke.
Glenn coming in hot.
I aged 2 decades watching Lashley's segment on AEW last night. Tony looks like he's aged as well. The stress of it all, I bet. He needs a booker. You think he's doing the Dave Meltzer hair prep? You think he's doing that? He's putting the Just for Dave in his hair.
And we're going to get right back to you, Glenn, I promise. But real quick, Mark, Full Gear are repeat matches for the pay-per-view and the Immortal Horse of Gun Sergeant Hartman. What is... It really is. There's nothing fresh here. There's no fresh idea in this pay-per-view coming up. And this tells the story of it right here, right? Like, this tells the story. You've got Bobby Lashley out here having a competitive match with a guy that looks like he would eat for breakfast. It goes 10 minutes. I said, what was the purpose of this? What was the purpose of having him cut this promo? And by the way, now Bobby is the first guy in the Casino Gauntlet battle. Why is that a good thing when you know 10 other guys are going to run out? Why? Why is it a good thing to be the first guy?
It's not a good thing. It's we've talked about this before on this show. It's a terrible thing. And I think that Bobby didn't want to do a full 20-minute match with one guy because it makes Bobby look weak, dancing around the ring with, a guy half his size or whatever, and fighting him. When they probably put Ricochet out there to kill 10, 15 minutes of TV time. So Bobby could throw him out of the ring, a piece of business outside the ring, and then he could go beat the guy and move on.
It was absolutely one of the worst things I've ever seen. I don't understand where this angle is supposed to go. I really don't. when this thing started, I was like, okay, one of my least favorite professional wrestlers, if you call him that anymore, on this show, opening against a absolute stud of an individual in Bobby Lashley.
Right.
I understand what's going on, man. Warrior JWR, at this point, Marty Jannetty could book AEW better.
He could. He probably
As
could.
long as he's near a bowling alley trying to buy a bag of dope in a car with a guy that's trying to get in his pants.
I'm gonna get off by cranking your knob just a little beyond the breaking point.
Oh, that was one time.
Oh, man.
He's watching us, dude. Let me see if I can block him out. He is watching us right now.
Who?
Over here playing himself. Stand up.
Watching us.
That man is behind us.
He's back there now. Yes.
I don't understand what this is trying to do. I'm sorry if I'm wasting time on it. It drives me nuts that they keep going. You're now the #1 entrant in the casino battle royal gauntlet forever endeavor tour. Why? Or do you want to be one? If you want to make this make sense, it's no one can get pinned until Bobby Lashley enters and he is last. That would make sense.
Right.
Not I'm going to be out here getting the shit kicked out of me while the rest of these 10 guys run out here. So dumb. The ops are backstage. Samoa Joe has a promo, and then his Japanese counterpart comes in and says a bunch of gibberish. I don't know what he was trying to say in Japanese, and I'm sorry. He could have been ordering sushi for all I know, pal. I don't know what the hell this guy was trying to tell me. That was bad, Bottles.
It was terrible. It was terrible.
And then after that is when it just completely degrades off the rails. The masked idiot begins. It was 3 years ago today that Kenny Omega, the camera cuts to the back midway through his sentence. It's the Bucks watching them win the tag team titles at a previous version of this pay-per-view with Renee Baguette coming in. And the masked idiot immediately goes, well, the Bucks have also had some very impressive moments. What the fuck is happening here?
Who
what
knows?
are you doing, Tony? The formatting is all over the map, dude.
Buddy,
And this is what he said. I had to go back and write this down word for word and then say something. Actually, the Bucks have had some big moments. Go ahead. No. What do you got to say about it?
It's horrendous. It's just horrendous. Tony Schiavone looked like he was on suicide watch last night.
Renee Baguette says, are you or are you not going to join the Don Callis faction? And Don Callis comes running in and says, we're not going to have any assault journalism, wherever the hell he called it right now. Why don't you guys go have a match tonight and we'll call it off and you can go show everybody how great you are. Don Callis interrupts the interview and says, you guys should go have the match. Really? So they go out and they give, and the look on their faces, Bottles, did you notice this?
Of the Young Bucks?
Yeah.
It's like they didn't know exactly what the hell was going on.
They don't know how to put the emotion they're supposed to be conveying on TV. I don't know what the hell's going on. No,
they're not actors. No.
Because I think they're supposed to look conflicted. They look like they've got gas. I don't know what the fuck they're trying to convey to me. Like, one of them looks like he just shit. The other one looks like he's going to wipe. I don't know what's happening with this facial, dude. It's just the dirt worst, man. Everything that they get the Bucks involved with now becomes horrible. Oh, by the way, I was so confused on what was happening. Out comes Headgear Boy. Apparently, it's a trios match. So now we got all this shit.
Headgear Boy is just horrendous.
Scorpios.
Did anybody really think that Top Flight and Scorpio Sky, who are now called Sky Flight, were actually going to beat these guys? Did anybody actually think?
No one.
No one.
No one.
No.
I don't understand.
You know, I'm sitting here thinking while you're talking to me about this show, Don. We sit here every Thursday night and we talk about how horrible this show is. It's the same bullshit every single week, meaningless matches. the heavyweight champ, wrestling bums.
Right.
One woman who's got their version of the TV title or the Intercontinental title. She's got every belt from every neighborhood in the world.
She's got mine from this neighborhood.
The Woodland Pond Heavyweight Championship, female ladies championship. She's got that.
Easy, cowboy. If the Bucks are so great, why is it taking them so long to beat these bums that they're facing right now?
And have you noticed?
Fucking mentality of the show. You're facing guys that are never on TV. You're supposed to be one of the top tag teams in the past 20 years, and you're struggling against Skyjob, whatever the fuck their name is.
Skyflight. They're struggling against Handjob. They're struggling against Skyflight. Don, get it right.
Skyjob. Got it. Skyjobbers.
The Martin Brothers and Scorpio Sky, accompanied by whoever, Layla Gray, I think her name is.
And then this match ended in a semi-cat kind of way, like we talked about who books this show.
Mm-hmm.
The Young Bucks hit their finisher on the guy in the ring. And the headgear boy comes in and says, no. Now I'm going to put my ankle lock on him and I'll finish him off. And then they both look at each other like, what is going on here? This was the epitome of horrendous booking. None of this was adding up. It was all garbage in every way. Don Callis comes in, says he's going to announce that you're joining. Don semi-threatens the Bucks. Then Kenny comes running to the ring.
Kenny's all dried out now. He's running to the ring. He still looked like he had a little something in the chamber when he was navigating that chair, running down a ramp. He looked like he.
All I know is he starts swinging the chair at everybody.
Yes.
He gets in the ring. He's like, "Hello, Frisco."
Did you see what he did to fat ass Mark Davis halfway down the ramp? Threw a chair right in his grill, right in his head. Boom.
It just deteriorates as soon as he comes out there. They start jumping. The Callis family starts jumping Kenny Omega. Don Callis says, "You don't want to tell me you want to join? Show me. Give them the V trigger." They start acting like they're going to do it. This thing goes to shit, and out comes Jungle Boy and the Lizard King to help save the day.
And Kenny said this.
"That's my purse. I don't know you."
Kenny was upset.
This was just disgusting, dude. It was just disgusting. It was boring. It was bad. Nothing about this was fun.
Nothing. Have you noticed that the Young Bucks are the Stun SC Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Stun Stone Cold Steve Austin for the Canadian 10 spot. Mercedes has 13 useless titles, and for everyone saying, "Oh, it elevates those companies." How? They can't possibly talk about them all on TV, and they don't. They only talk about the most recent one that she's won. No one knows what companies she has titles for. No one does. No one does.
And I'm glad you brought this up because I wasn't watching her bullshit last night because she won the Ring of Honor World's Championship, right? She beat her former tag team partner just 2 weeks ago.
No.
Are you sure?
Red Velvet got out. She was a TV champ, and she was hurt.
Okay.
So they had a match for an interim TV champion. And that was Mercedes Moné won it. She won that title. Now to unify Red Velvet's interim champion, Red Velvet's regular TV title, and the interim TV title, they felt that they had to have a unification title so she could get another freaking belt in this company.
Do you hear how goddamn convoluted this sounds?
I'm telling you, it's crazy. But Red Velvet, hey, you've been out hurt by our untrained goofs for the last 5 months. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for stopping by and dropping the belt off.
I've talked about this in the past, and I'll bring it up again. I'm not sure if you do the channel, Stun, so we'll bring it up again. I said this now for the past probably 8 months, I'd say, Bottles. She is never going to drop these belts. I can see where this storyline is going. She is going to win the AEW World Heavyweight Women's Championship, and she is then going to say, "I vacate these belts. They mean nothing to me. This is the one I've been chasing the whole time. You can now call me world champion Monet.
Right. And she'll just dump all the other belts in a trash can out back.
And the part that he's right about is these internet geeks that go on and on and on that will not shut the hell up about how this helps these other companies. No one knows what belts these are, man. You guys are morons if you think anybody on earth knows who the hell these companies are.
One guy online said they show the titles every week. Who can see the name on one of those titles?
No one.
You can't. No one can.
It just doesn't make any sense. I don't understand. I know where this is going, but enough is enough. Either shit or get off the pot. Enough, man. Every week it's the same shit with her storylines. Every week, Bottles. It's let me go to this other independent promotion nobody knows. That got me fired up. I hope you're happy.
What do you think they said to Statlander? Well, Tony was the women's champ, and she don't want to drop the title to Mercedes because she doesn't like her. So, I mean, will you drop the title to Mercedes? Will we put the belt on you for a couple of months? Well, I guess so. That's probably what the conversation went. So she's probably going to drop the title in full gear to Mercedes Moné. Of course, we say that all the time.
Right.
And she's never won the title.
Renee Baggett is with Harley and Willow Nightingale, and they're saying they're going to go with the women's championship, so we go on with that. Then we get a moment that I want to talk about real quick. Bob Caudle has passed away in the past week, and I want to take a minute to remember Bob Caudle. He was one of the best to ever do it. He was predominantly a Southern wrestling commentator. If you grew up in the South, you know him very well. He did a lot of different promotions. He had a very distinct voice. He was probably one of the top 5 commentators I ever saw in my lifetime.
He was, when he was in Crockett, he was doing the Sunday show, I believe. Wasn't he?
Yeah.
The syndicated Sunday show?
I think so, yes.
Yes, Bob Caudle was the host of that. And it was all taped. It was all taped from different arenas around the South. And he was commenting. He was doing, the commentary in a booth over top of it. But, I forgot who his partner was. He had quite a bit. I mean, Cornette
he had
was
quite
there.
a few partners. He had quite a few partners.
Yeah. Yeah, Johnny Weaver at one time.
Yeah.
Remember Johnny Weaver? Southern wrestler? Yeah. Sleeper hole was his big move, his finishing move.
I enjoyed that version of wrestling so much more than I enjoyed today's wrestling, just because it wasn't anything. I don't want to beat up on today's wrestling because the product is what it is. But there was an era in wrestling, if you didn't get to experience it, that you really missed out on, where the lines of is it real or is it not were so blurred that you just didn't know sometimes.
They talked about outlaw wrestling today, outlaw mud show wrestling. But back in the day, those guys were outlaws. They've been moved from town to town, and they all had a lot of these guys had they were locked up for assault. They were locked up for beating the old lady, breaking into liquor stores, and just beating people up in bars. You had a lot of the criminal element in wrestling, just guys being rowdy, Southern boys being rowdy, and you never knew. You never knew when somebody was going to go off.
Then we get to the coup de grace, the chef's kiss of this match. Shelton Benjamin comes out to face 8-Ball Mike Payne for the number 2 coin in this casino battle royal, blah, 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 blah. And I can't take this seriously, so I didn't. But then the ending changed my life in so many ways. Shelton Benjamin hits a super kick.
Yes.
On 8-Ball Mike Payne. And just nails it. And it looks tremendous. And he goes to pin him. And the ref goes 1, 2, stops. Says he kicks out. 8-Ball never moved.
Never moved.
MVP throws his headset off and says, "This is that shit here." Goes running into the ring. Shelton Benjamin is looking at him like, "What are you doing?"
Right.
We're going home right now. Tony Schiavone screams, "He got his shoulder up just barely." If you're going to shit on Dub, not an inch.
He didn't move.
We said this when it happened on SmackDown a couple of months ago.
Bob Caudle got his shoulder up last night faster than Mike Bailey did.
We talked about this a couple of months ago on SmackDown with the women's match. It was dog shit. Count to 3 if there's no kick out. Call it like a real fight.
Right.
When the shoulders don't move, the mat hits for the third time.
Don, what was the finish of the match? The actual finish when he got to it. What was it?
They got up and did the exact same sequence again. And then it went home. MVP got in the ring like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Got in the ref's face, and I think that was real heat. Like, you are screwing this up beyond words.
Did you think the ref had the wrong finish? You think he got his signals crossed?
Here's what the story is, from what I've heard.
Okay.
What I've read.
Yes.
Shelton Benjamin said, I can't hit my super kick any better than that. We're going home now. And Mike Bailey agreed. And the ref didn't hear them or didn't get the cue. So again, ref, your job is to count 3 when the shoulders are on the mat. Count 3. Be done with it. And that was it.
I thought for a minute there he actually knocked out Mike Bailey for a split second.
Because
Mike saw stars and couldn't, it looked good.
I thought so too, because here's what happened. When the ref's hand stops hitting 3, Mike Bailey's foot was out like he was looking for a rope to put it on. So there's one or two theories going out there right now, okay? Here are the 2 theories. Either Mike Bailey was on Q Street looking for a way out and thought it was near a rope, or the ref just completely botched this. Those are the 2 stories. Is that kick looked so good, he said we're going home, or he kicked his fucking head in the 3rd row.
Right.
You tell me.
I don't know what to tell you. I thought he got knocked out and it was going to be a different finish. Then I see when he does the same finish. It's the same thing. Shelton Benjamin pins Mike Bailey.
That's what I didn't understand. They
right.
went right back to the same sequence.
Right. Like I thought maybe, somebody's going to come off the top rope and Shelton catches him and slams him down. That's it, or whatever. But it was no variation for what we just saw.
It made me laugh. I was so confused and laughing hysterically at the same time.
And then I sat there and said, I looked up at the sky in the living room and said, God, this is the reason why you had me watch this show tonight.
It really was
live.
This was the highlight, low light of the show. I can't believe this all happened.
They just can't. How many times do they have to step on their dicks in this promotion?
Oh, dude.
In a 2-hour show. Well, 3-hour last night. I didn't watch the second hour. The third hour. I didn't watch Corrision. I don't know how you could. Who would? Who would watch Corrision?
Oh, shit. Mark's coming in hot.
Mark with the 10 spot. AEW refs can't count the 10 when the wrestlers are outside the ring. Has the whole world going crazy? Am I the only one who gives a shit about the rules? Mark it 0.
You think I'm fucking around here? Mark it 0. League game, Smokey.
Oh, my God. That's right. They can't count outside the ring.
They don't. They start over. 4. You touched the rope. 1.
Yes, the horse is famous for that. My Little Pony's famous for that.
My Little Pony. Wait, was that Reading Rainbow I just did? My Little Pony voice? It's a Reading Rainbow. Who would have thought that the guy from Reading Rainbow would go on to be on Star Trek Next Generation? Wild times in the 90s.
Wild times. And he wanted to be the host of Jeopardy, by the way.
Oh, did he really?
Yes. He was one of the guys who tried out. LeVar Burton. He tried out for that.
Larry's killing me right now. Pinwheel spinning around. Look at my pinwheel and see what I found. Pinwheel. Oh, God. Anyway, back to this. Look, this is more entertaining to me to watching this show. God knows.
Watch what show? This show or Dynamite last night?
Cracker Clan comes out and Moxley gets slapped by the hoe again. He gets Claudio to come to the ring with them, and they start fighting Roderick Strong and Orange Cassidy. And I just wrote down Orange Cassidy does Orange Cassidy shit. He puts his hands in his pockets. He dives on the guys. This thing goes nowhere. Moxley chokes OC out. Thank God this was over with.
Right.
Then they start beating on Orange Cassidy, they being the Cracker Clan. And out comes the strong arm of the group. And he scares Moxley off. Scares him off. Exactly. Moxley heard that and said, we got to get the hell out of here, fellas.
Killer Kyle's here.
Why?
Do you understand? Why are they pushing Kyle O'Reilly?
Why? I don't know why.
Why?
Ask you.
Well, I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't understand what's happening.
I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Maybe that's a Moxley thing. Maybe he wants to work with Kyle O'Reilly. I'm gonna try to elevate Kyle O'Reilly.
O'Reilly, my bad arm. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. It's going nowhere. Brody Lee's on my TV, and I said I'm not watching whatever the hell he has to say.
He's a soft tissue drinker, by the way.
He is a very big soft tissue drinking bitch.
Sometimes right from the tap. Straight from the tap sometimes. Yeah.
Right in the face. Kenny Omega is with the Lizard King and the Jockey, and they are now going to have the pay-per-view match, which becomes $1 million match. To hell with those $250,000 matches. It's $1 million match against the Young Bucks and Headgear Boy, and I'm out. I said I'm not watching more of this show. I'm out.
Is that on the pay-per-view?
That's going to be on pay-per-view, yes.
Who wouldn't want to see that?
Anybody that's watching our show right now. I don't know what to say. The numbers won't come out for a couple of days. By the way, SmackDown's numbers did come out, and they were like 1.5 or 1.15 million or something like that. Or it was higher. It was like 400,000 higher than it was a week ago. SmackDown's at least getting on the right track. So I don't watch as much as I'd like to. I got shit to do on Fridays, pal. I can't just devote 24/7 of my life to a wrestling program. It's football season. I'm all about that action, boss.
Especially a bad wrestling program like SmackDown's been for the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever.
But they are turning it around, so I give them credit there. Like, I enjoyed that they're cutting it around.
Hopefully.
And that's when Monet had her match. And what else? What was the main event? Because you watched that shit.
Of Dynamite, the main event was Hangman Adam Page versus the number one contender, Katsuya Shibata. He wasn't the number one contender. I'm just saying. Shibata. Why would you waste a guy, your champ, before a pay-per-view to wrestle a regular episode of Dynamite and face Shibata for 20 minutes?
We have talked about this a million times.
You got all those people.
Do not risk injuring your champion for a show that doesn't mean shit on a rail. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't. And this show's not getting any better. Look, I will give credit where it's due. WWE has heard the fans, and the numbers have proved it. And they said, we got to change shit now. This isn't getting over, and we're cooling off faster than we should be. We got to do something. And they did. They kicked this bitch in the ass and said, we're coming at you again. Get ready. We're bringing back Brock. Here comes the tribal chief. I'm ready for that action. I can't wait.
Do you feel that WWE is not building any newer stars?
I think they're building great new stars if you're paying attention to the product.
McIntyre is not a new star.
No.
Logan Paul. You could make the case Logan Paul's a new star. Yeah. Braun
Breaker's a new star.
Bronson Reed.
Bronson Reed's a new star. They're slowly building them up. And whether
Maxine
Dupree. Dude, I'm not talking about that wrestling match. That was.
Where does it go from there?
To the shitter, apparently. She can't wrestle still. I get it. She's got a look. She's got the look. What in the world?
Who stumbles around more blindly? Jay Cargill or Maxine Dupree?
Ooh, I think it's Maxine. At least Jade, if you just let her do her shit, she can get her shit in.
Yeah.
If you tell Maxine, get your shit in, she goes, I got a shit in the ring. That's what she thinks it means.
Did you hear the rumor? Did you hear the rumor going around?
We're forgetting, thank you, Mark, Dominic Mysterio is the biggest young star they have right now. When they turn that guy face, it's going to be on a rocket ship. When he came out to confront Cena, they were mad as a bitch, dude.
Mad as a bitch.
Go ahead.
Wait till he teams up with his father at WrestleMania.
Oh, I know, dude.
As a baby
the crowd's
face.
going to erupt.
Have you heard that Matt Cardona, when he came back, is Zack Ryder last Friday on SmackDown?
Yeah.
Have you heard the rumor he shit his pants in the ring?
I did not.
Yes, that was the rumor going around. He said he can neither confirm nor deny that happened. Not a solid denial there, just part. It may have been a watery denial.
Oh my God. My match was in the river of denial.
Oh, Lord Almighty.
Survivor, by the way, we will not be doing the show next Wednesday, or next Thursday. It is Thanksgiving. I hope all of you have a very happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the times with your family, friends, loved ones. If you can't be with them, I'm thinking of you. I know some of you might be in the military. I've been there, done that, bought a t-shirt. But having said that, enjoy your family while you can, because you never know when they're going to be gone. I got a really good friend right now who's keeping his mother in my prayers. I just leave it at that. It's
whatever you do when you're sitting around the Thanksgiving table, don't say that.
Pass the fucking potatoes!
Don't say that. And don't go when you're over your in-laws' house, don't go into the restroom with your phone and say,
Siri, show me busty Latinas. Busty Latinas.
I don't know what else to say other than AEW's viewership is not. By the way, they did like 600,000 people last week. And the other thing, the sickos.
They're not doing it this week.
Hold on. The sickos were celebrating like crazy because they beat NXT in the ratings. Mm-hmm. Every week I see it. They say the ratings don't matter. It doesn't include It doesn't include Max. The week they beat them, there is braggadocio everywhere. The bragging rights are real. They don't shut up. They're on top of the counter, beating their chest like, King Kong. It either matters or it doesn't. So pick a lane. All I ask is that you be consistent in your fandom.
On top of the counter? What counter?
They're bombs.
You mean they're out of the basement?
Well, that's where they come out when they beat NXT. Otherwise, they stay down there and lay out the tarps.
Don't start hitting yourself in the chest. You're getting that orange stuff all over the place.
It's called Cheeto sexual juice.
The basement goblins. Running loose. The orange-fingered basement goblins running around.
I just want to say everybody have a great Thanksgiving before we go. What else you got? You got something else?
Possibly.
Well, possibly. You either do or you don't. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, by the way, did speak out on last week's Blood and Guts show, and the neckbeards are not happy. He said he was not a fan of the women bleeding that much. Did you see his comments?
Well, he said, he wasn't a fan of that. He said it's a first-class operation. He thinks Tony Khan does a lot for the boys. When I first talked to Tony a few years back, he said that he wanted to do the wrestlers like the way his dad does the football players. And that's with any kind of retirement plans or hospitalization coverage and stuff like that. They don't have any retirement plans in AEW. That's been proven wrong. And hospitalization coverage, let's say if they have to go and get, if one of them comes down with cancer, he's not paying for it. They got to have their own health care. Oh, speaking of which, by the way, Rebel, who used to be the valet for Britt Baker, remember Rebel?
Yeah.
Rebel's got lung cancer.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, first she came down with some sort of neurological disease where she falls over and shit when she tries to walk. And now she's got lung cancer. Pulmonary lung cancer, they say. That's what they phrased it as, whatever that means. Well, lung cancer is lung cancer as far as I'm concerned. It's bad.
Damn.
But anyway.
I didn't know that. God, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rebel. Steamboat said, here's his actual quote about that. God bless those girls that was in that match, but I didn't care for it. I don't know if it was just too much. I thought personally, I don't know. They had 16 girls in there or something like that. There's just too much going on. Over in this one corner, 2 girls are doing something. 2 or 3 girls doing something in the middle of the ring. And then you go to the other ring and 2 or 3 girls are over there are doing something. You couldn't focus on anything because there was just so much going on. And for me, it's hard to react. That was Ricky Steamboat from his interview with Bill Apter. And one guy wasn't too happy about that at whatsoever. And that was Tony Schiavone and his toupee.
Where did you get this picture from? Where did you get this from?
That was that's on Twitter. I bookmarked it off of Twitter, pal. That's Tony Schiavone. I look for a nice bitter picture of Tony Schiavone, and that just says it all right there. That says it all right there.
You, sir, are a fornicator!
That says I shit all over Gorilla Monsoon when Bobby the Brain was trying to give him a send off on WCW.
Oh my goodness.
But I was almost in tears over Bob Caudle last night. No one said a word. No one interrupted me.
No, they did. No, they did. They did. They
Who? Did they interrupt him?
Tony
Like he
Schiavone
interrupted Bobby the Brain?
No, Tony Schiavone did. No,
I know.
Look, we're not going to talk.
I know Tony did.
Tony was the only guy that said it because he's the guy that worked with him.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And when Heenan was
Have a
trying to do it on WCW, Tony Schiavone,
I know.
Right into something
I know.
different. He was a great
I'm not going to
guy.
get into that, dude. I'm not going to get into that shit, man. It was. Have a great Thanksgiving. I hope everybody stays safe.